Hey everyone, Dalton Grados with Grados Capital here. I wanted to take you through today's 0DTE SPX trade. As you can see, this market's still open. It's 3:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are rallying to all-time highs, it looks like. But I was profitable on my trade today, and I tried to do a live trading video, but I couldn't get my equipment to work as I wanted it to. So figured I'd just do a quick recap here and make it more educational and probably be much easier to watch because I can clip it together as opposed to being a couple hour long live stream. Although I would like to do some of those in the future as this channel grows. But taking you through my 0DTE XPS trade today and sort of some of the things I'm looking at here. Now, of course, we can see how the day played out. So, the disadvantage to not doing a live stream is we're not seeing this in real time. We're seeing hindsight being 2020. So we're going to have to kind of use our imagination here and, go back in time to some of the price action this morning. If I put on the 5-minute. So first of all, what we did was we opened at all-time highs. SPX opened at all-time highs. We also had the NASDAQ open at all-time highs and continue to rally all day and hit several additional all-time highs. And the Dow was kind of lagging today. And so a mixed market. This area right in here would have been a great place to play an iron fly or an iron condor. However, I'm not really comfortable quite yet with iron flies. I might try them once I have a much bigger account. I trade pretty much only put credit spreads, and you can see why here is because now we're rallying to all-time highs. So this morning, I was looking at, if I entered the call side, it probably would have been the 42.95, which is now, if I had held it to this point, would have made me really nervous. So I typically like to go, even if I have to go higher delta, I'd rather my risk be on one side and play directionally because we're in an environment where we're hitting all-time highs every week. And I saw, again, the NASDAQ was taking off today. And so for me personally, I just didn't feel comfortable playing the call side. And I haven't played the call side in quite some time. And look, I might be missing out on some premium. Definitely there's plenty of people in this space that trade iron flies and iron condors with both sides on, and they do very well. But I'm doing very well just trading one-sided. And, I've seen this market more often than not rally to all-time highs for no reason, rather than, take big dips for no reason. Usually there's a reason for those. Oftentimes when we get a rally, there's not much of a reason. So anyway, that's why I decided to play a put spread. Now looking at the SPX on the 15-minute chart, you can see this morning I entered my trade right around 10 a.m. Okay, so let the first half hour go by. That would be these first two candles. And you can see here on the 15-minute, we have this pivot point here. Which is the purple line. You might be able to see better here. This purple dotted line is my pivot point. And that is the daily pivot point. And then these other dotted lines are resistance and support levels. And I use this indicator quite a bit because I feel like, or I have observed that it does respect these levels very well. And so as you can see on the open, we came up, we rejected this first pivot point, we came back down, and we closed and we respected our main pivot point here. Next candle, we came below and then wicked above, respecting this pivot point. And then this level, we opened and started coming above the pivot point. That's when I entered, was on this candle here. And I could show you my spread. I could show you my activity for the day here in Tastyworks. I was filled at 0.45 here at 10:04 a.m. on the 42.65, 42.55 put spread. Now that was a little bit above the 10 delta, which is a little bit above where I like to trade, but the premium was so dried out this morning that I had to go with that strike in order to get the premium I wanted. I would advise not to chase premium, but we're in a very low VIX environment, and so that's just where the way things are is in order to get the premium I want, I have to be a little bit closer to the money in this environment. And then you can see here I closed out for the nickel here at 302. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So today was a longer day than I would have liked. If you know me, sometimes I like to be done by lunchtime, but we remained flat the entire day and even dipped below a little bit. Now by this time when we dipped below, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This dip only affected my spread by negative 30%, I think was the lowest my spread went. So because it was later in the day, the theta's eating at my contract, and this dip here, I was actually about 10 points away from the money, but I was only down negative 33%, and typically like to do a stop out around negative 150 or negative 200%. So this didn't really affect me. It took a little bit of patience and staying calm to hold through. This was 42.75 big support level, and on the hourly you see, so that's why it's important to pay attention to bigger time frames. That dip was a bounce right off of the mid Bollinger Band, which would also be the 20 simple moving average, 20 period simple moving average for the hourly. So I placed my put spread on this bounce on the pivot point, and I held it through this dip. And my rule is typically to take 80% before 230. My spread did go up to around 60% before this dip, but that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to get 80 or more, and so on this rally, I put in an order to close at the nickel, which is about 90% max profit for me, and it took a little while to fill. And so I was debating, as it got to be around 3 o'clock, it's 3:41 now that I'm making this video. As it got to be around 3 o'clock, I was debating, should I just hold it till expiration? But a trader once told me, pay the nickel and avoid a pickle, right? So we are rallying now, and I would have been fine to hold till expiration. But by paying the nickel, I avoid the last hour of the day, which can oftentimes be very volatile. Again, this price was around 42.85 when I got out. I was still only 20 points away. I've seen many times in the last hour, last half hour, even the last 15 minutes, get some major volatility and drop 20. Even one time I remember 40 points in a single 15-minute candle. And that was the last 15 minutes of the day. So, it's always good to lock in profits, especially when you have a spread that's basically worthless. Just go ahead and lock in profits to avoid exposing yourself to the last hour of volatility during the day. So anyway, I also wanted to show you some of the things I was observing during the day that helped me with my entries and helped me with my management of this trade throughout the day. And of course, you see here, this is the mood indicator up top. I also have the updated intraday mood indicator on the bottom. So kind of, these are basically the same thing. This one's updated, gives a little more alerts. One thing I pay attention to is the volume and the advancing and declining. But I also like to go to the charts. So if you type in VOLSPD, you see here that this is the volume going into upward momentum versus downward momentum. And you see that's actually been steadily on the downcline today. So even though the price action is divergent from it, it's good to make an exit when you can. And the advancing and declining issues difference, ad speed I call it for short. So it's pretty choppy all day. So I entered my spread around here. We're looking like we were bouncing. We chopped a little bit. So these are the amount of stocks that are going up versus going down. You see it's been pretty choppy throughout the whole day. But overall a good day. So, if I look at Tastyworks here, you see on my positions, I had the 42.65, 42.55 put spread, at about $280 total, which was almost a 4% return on capital. I believe I put $6,800 of collateral behind this trade. Not bad, and this is one of the things as you follow me and this channel, Grados Capital, is we will continue to grow this account. I'm not paying myself from trading yet until this account grows to over 25,000, which is really where I need it to be. And so we'll watch these profits go from, just shy of 300 a day to over 1,000 a day, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 a day. And you'll get to follow me through that. But a profitable day, and just kind of showing you some of the other things I'm looking at here just to kind of break this down. I showed you the vol speed and the ad speed. This is, of course, the VIX. And if we go to my other graph, this is the 10-year yield, financial sector. This is crude oil. This is the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the dollar index. So again, pretty choppy day up until this ending here. Again, in this market, and you can see why, very hesitant to place the call side. Iron Condor would have worked great in here if you exited early, but you can't predict the price movement of the market. You have to imagine, this is like I said in the beginning, you have to imagine watching these candles as they appear. Okay, we see the full picture right here, but we're trading as we see them. So when I see the NASDAQ moving towards all-time highs, and when I see this rocketing price moving on the NASDAQ, that's again big tech. I am comfortable just with being on the put side. So lastly, just to finish this video off, I'll bring you to my trading log. Obviously today was a green day. We haven't had a red day in quite a while. And then these are just my trading notes for today. So in at 10.04, out at 3.02 for the nickel. Longer day than I would have liked, but good premium. Had to go with a closer strike because the premium was just not there, but glad I did. A little stressful because it was very flat all day. We had a little dip and rip around 1 to 130. Glad I held strong through the dip. It was very slow. Watched my spread go from positive 60 down to negative 33%, but never got too bloody. Never got to the point where I would need to stop out. And just had to be patient today and stay calm. The 0.05 fill took a while to fill. I was debating holding to expiration, but it's good to be out before the last hour because it did get volatile. It got volatile towards the up direction, but I've just as easily seen it gone the other way in the last hour. So that's a synopsis of today's trading, and hopefully you can kind of see some of the things I'm looking at and considering throughout the day. The ad speed and the volume is one of them, and and all of these charts as well, the NASDAQ and the Dow, and the pivot points as well. The pivot points are a very good indicator. So hopefully this is helpful, and I will definitely like to do some live trading videos, but again, hopefully this is just a short summary of today's trades that you guys can take something from. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below and let me know any questions you might have about my trading today or my trading decisions, and what else you would like to see. This is Dalton Grados with Grados Capital. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.